Hello and welcome back to the channel. So, first things first, we're going to strip the GS down to fit the Chigee 60 frames per second cameras on it. Now, I've still got my Vantrue F1 dashcam system fitted to the GS, so I'm going to have to strip it down to remove that. Now, on the Vantrue, there's quite a lot of cables, so I may have to take the tank off to get to those cables because they're coiled up underneath the tank. You might not have to do that, but you'll probably have to remove most of the panels that I remove. Now, it's an easy job, doesn't take long. Just take your time. Most of the screws are the same. That's one good thing that BMW did with the new GS, is they standardised most of the body panel screws, unlike the 1250 that had them in various lengths, sizes, shouldered heads. Anyway, let's get the GS stripped down and get it ready to take the new 60 frames per second Chigee cameras. So the first thing we'll start off with is the screen. I'm doing this strip down video for the benefit of some of the viewers who said that the time lapse was a little bit too fast and they couldn't follow how I'd strip the bike down. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to watch the full video of the AI06 with the 60 frames cameras. Okay. So next up we're going to remove the wind deflectors. My wind deflectors are the WRS tinted versions. Now BMW don't make a tinted wind deflector at this point for the GS. So mine are held on each side with 3 Torx 25 screws. So that's 6 in total. So if you've got the BMW wind deflectors fitted, they're held on with 2 Torx 25s per side and a hook which goes into a rubber grommet in the radar dome. And again, another 3 Torx 25 screws for the other side. Next up is to remove the AI06 from the Garmin mount. We will then remove the genuine BMW headlight cover, which is held on with 4 rubber poppers. Simple. Then, armed with my battery ratchet and a Torx 30, we'll proceed to remove the nav bracket. Before I remove the last Torx 30 to hold the nav bracket, I'm just going to use a Torx 15 and remove the Cymark TFT brace brackets so that they're out the way. Don't forget at this point, guys, put a cloth over your clock so your nav bracket can fall backwards onto it without causing any damage. Keep everything nice and neat in a bowl so you know where everything is. Right, we'll just take the screen up now and find the key. we can remove the radar pod. The radar pod, just simply get your fingers under the bottom of it, give it a nice swift pull upwards. That's it. There you go. That's your radar pod off. I think the next thing we'll take off is the beak. I'll turn the bike off first. That's what you need to get the beak off. Two little push plugs underneath. See if we can get the camera under to show you. Like that. That comes out. Although these clips that hold the beak on appear to have a Torx head in them, they're not actually a screw. They are just a push fit. Take note of the picture on screen now. This is the underside of the 1300 beak. The push clips are at the end of the yellow arrows, and these are the ones that you're actually removing at this point. And all you do is you pull the sides off here, out the clips. And there you go, your beak shall release. As easy as that. Seats. Stop her making that noise. Just temporarily put those back in there just to hold it neatly out the way. So this then leads us on to removing the tank side covers, again held on with pop clips and two Torx 25 screws, which are the same as most of the other screws on the GS bodywork. And there's tank side panel number one. Right, so next up, the central tank cover. Two Torx 25s at the back, two inside the phone holder pouch on top of the tank under the cover, and two at the sides. And don't forget, there is also one Torx 30 central to the headstock between the tank cover and the top yoke. We'll get to that in a minute. So when you've removed all the screws, the tank cover simply pops off, just like that. Just remember, you have still got a cable to disconnect. That's the auxiliary cable that goes to the charging socket inside the little box on top of the tank cover. Apologies here guys, I don't seem to be able to find the footage for removing the lower tank panels. You can see me taking out the two Torx 25 screws which hold the panel on. It simply then just pushes on with a series of spring clips and some sort of velcro pad. It's quite easy really, it just pulls off. We'll then move on to the two GS aluminium side panels, which again, two Torx 25 screws and a spring clip. Right, next step is to remove the fuel tank. First of all, two TX25s either side that fasten the tank to the front radiator panel trims. Next up, using a Torx 40, we're going to remove the lower tank bracket. Right, tip for you, anybody who's looking for a switched live on the 1300 GS, if you're not using the Hex EasyCam, this is the switch live under the seat. You see the cable there, the red with the blue connection. Put your meter in the bottom, find out which is the feed in, don't take it from the wrong side of the fuse, but you can tap into that cable there, the red and blue cable will give you a switched live on the GS 1300. There's plenty of products on the market that can tap a power source out of that cable. That is a switched live. Hope that helps. So, just using a small screwdriver down the back of the clip that holds these two fuses in place, you can release the tank bracket and get it out of your way. At this point you can disconnect the keyless ride electronic fuel cap connection cable. To gain access to the left hand side of the bike for the wiring to come through, I'm going to remove the left hand radiator cowling. So the radiator stays in place, it's just a plastic cowling that goes around it. Again, 5 Torx 25 screws and a plug for your spot lamp, and finally held in place with a few spring clips. The airbox snorkel has a little push clip on the bottom of it, similar to what's on the beak, and then just simply use a flat screwdriver to help it over the clip and it'll pop off. You can then remove the zip ties from the electronic fuel cap cable. Right, let's move on to fuel tank removal. You can ease the tank backwards to gain access to the fuel line and the electrical connector to the fuel pump. Remove the tank breathers, pull them out and take off the rubber saddle clips. Using a flat blade screwdriver, Push the tang on the electrical connector to release it from the tank. This can be a little bit tricky to get to with your fingers. You can then remove the quick release connector from the fuel pump. I'm sorry this is a bit out of shot, but you can just see the blue button on the side of the quick release connector. When that's disconnected, you can proceed to remove the tank. The picture on the screen now shows a typical quick release fuel connector. The BMW one has blue buttons, but it's pretty much the same. So to release the connector, you need to apply pressure to both buttons equally and it will release. It's as simple as that. I'm now just going to cut some fingers off some rubber gloves and put them over the ends of the pipes with some zip ties to stop any contamination in the fuel pipes. One on the bike and one on the tank. So, there you go. That's the bulk of the bodywork stripped off the R1300 GS. That job takes about 20 minutes at the most. Real easy job. So, no big dramas. Tank's not hard to get off. It's a pretty simple job, to be perfectly honest. So, thanks for watching. I hope some of you have found this video useful. I know some of you have commented that the time lapse was too fast in the video. So hopefully this will help you to understand how to strip the bodywork off your R1300 GS. So, until the next one, ride safe and bye for now.